Hey, boom. Hey, boom. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, 4 p.m. here on the East Coast. That means it could be somewhere, you could be somewhere else in the world, and your time may be a little bit different, but that doesn't mean anything. Thank you so much for joining. They're going to have a great, my goodness. There have been some strange sounds in the neighborhood today. But anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. Please go ahead and smash that like button on your way in here. Thank you so much for doing so. We are going to have a great show. We're going to talk about a couple news things that are happening. Obviously, today was the FOMC day. No rate cut, no rate raise, no nothing. We're hanging tough until probably what is it? When was it July? Is that when we think May, June? Whenever I will take a look at, maybe we can even take a look and see, because I feel like there was some projections. There were some of the things that I was looking at were we're probably going to see a pretty good cut later this year. So we'll see. I don't know. But it did not happen today, as we know. But what did happen today is that we got word that the XRP case, shout out to the XRP army, that's it. Wrap it up. Put a fork in it. It is done. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't owe the $155 million. That we'll have to get more information on, but sounds like the SEC is packing it up. So we'll get into that. We'll get into a tokenization article, something happening in Dubai with some tokenized real estate. And then EOS network. My gosh. You got the EOS network doing a rebrand. I don't know if this is the right time to do a rebrand, but they are getting into what are they getting into? Banking, is that right? So we'll talk about that, and then we'll look at some charts. But before we do all of that, as you guys know, we will be hopping on to CoinMarketCap. Take a look at what is happening today. We are having a great day. Green candles all over the place. Bitcoin's up 4%. We'll get through some of these things. XRP 10%. It was up 15 earlier. I believe our article says 13. That was from a little bit earlier this morning, but since then things have leveled off a little bit. But we'll check out all of that stuff in just a little bit here. Is this like the 5th time EOS has rebranded? I don't know. I know that EOS was like, man, they were. I was reading in the article, like one of the biggest like ICOs from that ICO boom was EOS, and I feel like it's been that the whole time, but maybe I'm wrong. Just kind of just seems. But we'll take a look at all that stuff when we get into the headlines here. But I do appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you wait. Make sure that you mash that like button. Do it for the crew. There was a time where I was on a casino. Well, I was on a cruise, but I spent a lot of time at the casino on a cruise. And every time the blackjack dealer, that's my game. If you guys didn't know that, blackjack is my game. Anytime that the dealer would get a tip from any of the players, you tap it on the table, ring the bell for the crew. And she sounded exactly like that. She probably was an old pirate, had been working the seas for many years. For the crew. There you go. Get them tips in. Tip your casino entertainment provider. Because at the end of the day, that's just fun there, right? You have a little fun. Hopefully you make some money. Hopefully you don't get your ass handed to you at the casinos. You can, but you could also, you could definitely mitigate your risks by, just having some fun. And don't play at the high limit tables unless you know what you're doing. All right, that's enough of that. Shout out to my crew here. Speaking of crew, what is going on here? Let's take a look at what is the medal situation for today. I don't know if you guys knew this, but every day it is very competitive to see who gets the 1, 2, 3 spots over on the tubes. And we got Degen Brian. He is your exit liquidity, taking home the gold today. Blocky Crypto taking home the silver, and Mike Lowry bringing home the bronze. Leslie Collins coming in for the crying emoji a little late. If it was 336 or 337 and you just missed it, I get it. But next time, tomorrow, be a little earlier. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Jake the Crypto Snack, my guy, is here just for the like button. Well, then you got one job to do, my friend. Smash. Not funny, man. Appreciate you being here. Who else we got here? Bobby Ba. Bobby Ba, that J1TFY wallet, man, I'll tell you what, we'll take a look at that a little bit later today. That thing ripped overnight. I was in your space yesterday. I definitely want to get on at some point and talk with you about this coin, because it's amazing to me that it is just one, and it is going bonkers right now. I think it went from, we talked about this on St. Patrick's Day, so that was Monday. It was like 218,000. It was like almost 400,000 this morning. This is wild. So we'll take a look at that later. Carrie, my guy, let's go. We got to talk. We're going to be bringing back the morning show very soon, and I need my DJ. I need my resident DJ to be spinning my mixes because we got to go. I want to do that where we go live early and, you know, have the crowd hyped. So my DJ, what is, Carrie, do you have a DJ name? Is it like DJ Carrie or DJ Carrie Spins? That's definitely not it. Meg, what is up, fam? What is up? High Life AK. XRP appeal dropped and it barely moved. 15% is not barely. I mean, I would assume that, you know, it was going to go, in our minds, we all wanted it to go a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, where are we at right now? Let me refresh CoinMarketCap. And that's a great segue. We'll just bring it on. We'll bring it on over. Let's do that. Here we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Here we go. All right, guys. Smash the like button. If you like cryptocurrency and you like being up to date in the market, this is your time. So smash the like button and drop your favorite. Doesn't matter if you're watching on YouTube. Doesn't matter if you're watching on X. You can live comment on both. Live chat it up. Yuck it up with the homies. But 15% crypto is barely move. I get it. Like, that this thing is like done deal, slam dunk, close it up. It should have gone like all-time high. I agree with you, but let's just take it. Let's take it. It's been very rough. It's been a rough couple months. Let's take the 10%. Let's take this day. Speaking of this day, up 4% broad market to 2.8 trillion, up 35% on volume to 96 billion. Bitcoin at 60.5% dominant. We'll look at TradingView a little bit later in the show, see what that shows us on the charts over there. ETH at 8.7. ETH popped today, as we know. Gwei, though, I'm telling you, like, here's the thing, man. The price popped a little bit, and I was a little worried because you guys know I sold out some of my. I got out of all of my Ethereum. But I'm not so much worried about the Ethereum going up 6-7%, whatever it is, to 2,000. I mean, it was like 1,900 when I got out, and it's like $2,037. Like, I'm not missing a whole lot. Yeah, maybe a little left on the table, but if I were to hop in right now, but I just still don't think that the activity is there. It doesn't warrant it quite yet. I know a lot of people were fed up. A lot of people sold their ETH. Standard Chartered just reduced their end of year price target from 10,000 to 4,000. That's a 1x from where it is right now. If that's all we're going to get on ETH, no thank you. Maybe that means it's going to be suppressed this year. So I'm out on ETH for now. But we'll see what I put it into. Obviously, I'm not going to sit in stables for too long. But this is a good time because I know a lot of people, you know, we're hearing with, you know, the Trump kind of nuking the markets in order to really get some of these strategies in place and to get prices lower and all that stuff. Like, if we do see the markets nuke, like, it'll be good to have some dry powder. And I feel pretty confident about that. And at the end of the day, like, again, if I lose a few percents here or there on some things, on some coins, I'm not quite worried about it. So, dude, Barry C will wake up with an XRP erection soon. Dude, I can't wait for him to wake up and see and to hear the news. That'll be great. Love that. Meme summer killed ETH. EIP 1559 didn't work. That is an absolute fact. We'll look at B3. Yes. So here we go. I can let you guys know yesterday. We ended up, I had a couple camera issues, and as it turns out, the cord, because I thought was a little perplexed because my camera, like, I've had this camera for a couple years now. This is my Sony ZV-1, right? Like, I've had this thing. It's my trusty. And for whatever reason, it, like, the battery kept dying. I'm like, well, that's not good. And so I was testing it out today. Ends up the cord, as I was plugging in, I was watching, it was kind of like the charge thing was kind of like speckling and stuff. So it was the cord was a dudski. Swapped it out. Boom, we're in business today. So we will get to TradingView. We will get to Dex tools. We will get to look at those charts. So never fear, homies. That part of the show is near. Wicks and sticks, as we like to call it. We'll see if that sticks. Yeah, I was getting hacked. I feel that. Most likely. Also, one other thing. There was that we want to get to. We're talking about charts. We're talking about that. If there are any coins that you guys want to, there you go. There's our friend. If you guys want to look at any coins on Dex tools or even TradingView, just drop the tickers in the chat. Don't do a CA for whatever reason. YouTube will make that invisible, so I won't be able to get it anyway. I won't be able to screen scrape it. So and copy paste it to pull it. So just do the cash tag and then the ticker. That should be doing it. All right. Bring it back on over here. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right. So let's see. We said the whole market's up 4%. Love to see that. Trending coin, obviously, XRP is our #1 trender of the day here on CoinMarketCap. Then you got ETH, Bitcoin, EOS. Why EOS? Well, we told you they got a rebrand coming. And then Cardano coming in #5 on the trenders. Market cap 2.8 trillion. Fear and greed at 23. We've got actually. So look at this. Oh, nice. It switches easily for me. So you've got extreme fear, or not extreme fear. You've got on CoinGlass, it says 32. On CoinMarketCap, it is saying 23. So a little bit of a difference there. Our altcoin season here over on CoinMarketCap at a 21. We'll take a look at the others chart a little bit later. And that's where we get our nice little indicator of where things are at. Let me pull this up so you guys can see that. There you go. This was something I thought to be interesting. Was looking at the other day, XRP was in the positive just a little bit. Now, some of these really, you take them with a grain of salt. Like Trump's up 75% over the last 90 days, and that's fine if you're in it. That's not really what I'm worried about. I think the metric that I like to really bring this with is with Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin over the last 90 days, it is down 11%. Now, when we had seen a bigger dip, Bitcoin was, I think it was down closer to 10%, 9 to 10%. And there were very few that were less than that. XRP was, in this column here, kind of like where Litecoin is now, where it's about 4% or whatever. So, in that 90 days, XRP was like really the only major coin that had performed better. Now we're seeing we got Tron, BNB, Litecoin, some of these other coins. You got XRP for sure. These things have been absolutely crushing it over the last 90 days. But let's take a look at some of the biggest losers that we've got here. WIF down 75% in the last 90 days. Like Jasmine, I know a lot of us are waiting for this thing to come back. What does this look like today? Up 7%, up to a penny and a half almost. Almost. Come on, Jasmine. I know a lot of people are ready for this one to go. Soon enough, my friends. Soon enough. All right. Bitcoin coming in at 85,665, up 4.5% almost. Today, up 3.5% on the week. You got Ethereum 2,039. Nice to see it above 2,000, to be honest with you. Even though I'm out, it's nice to see ETH above 2,000, up 7% on the day, almost 9% on the week. You got XRP 250. Let's go, XRP Army. Look, I know it was a lot earlier today, but almost 11% on the day, almost just over 12% on the week. BNB up to 615, not doing much, actually down on the last 24 hours, but it had actually a big day yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got Solana 134, up almost 8.5% on the day. Ooh, man, Pi continued to keep falling. I know, I just wanted to see. I jumped the gun here. You got Doge at number 8, up 5% on the day. Cardano, 73 cents, up 5.5%. Tron at your number 10. Man, this thing is hanging on to the number 10 spot. And it's going to do that for a while because, look, Chainlink at number 11 at 9.5 billion. Tron at number 10 with 21, almost 22 billion. You got Chainlink's going to have to double to even get up there. So this is somewhat safe as your top 10 for now. Pretty big gap between your 10 and 11 spot. That's actually really interesting. All right. Let's see what we got here for our winners. Winners on the day: Radium, Hyperliquid, EOS. It's just strange that the rebrand would bring on a pump, a bigger pump. It's not usually a good thing, especially this late. Like at this stage in the game, like you should have done that shit in the. If you knew you were doing this, you should have done that shit in the bear market. XRP up 11%. Let's go. And that's not why we're here. And you guys know that we're looking for losers. 10%. If you want some cake, man, you want some cake, you can eat it too. Down 10%, 9.5. So you could get yourself a nice little come up. We'll see. BNB. That's it, man. Really nothing. Not too many losers. Not too many losers. Not too many there. All right. On the week, what do we got? 31% pie. Not interested. Story IP. That thing hung out as a pumper. That thing was a top gainer for quite some time. Eagle did do a couple rebrands as well, correct? Celestia 7%. And really nothing, not much to the last couple days where things were down last week. When things were down, that was ultimately your time to shine and to get your bags purchased. We talked about this on AJ's show this morning about, is the bottom in very strong potential. We can take a look at a couple charts here this afternoon, see if anything's changed. But over the last several days, we do have this local uptrend on a lot of things, and especially when we look at the crypto market cap as well as the others chart, knowing that we're seeing some uppage. Maybe we've seen it, but you never know. We're going to run at J1T FYI. No matter the market, people love free freaking money and to save money. I got to find more about this. I know you guys were talking about stuff and some kind of rewards and all that stuff on the space yesterday. I tuned in for a little bit, but yeah, look forward to catching up. Let's open up the DMs and chat with each other and see if I can get a little bit more information from you about what's happening, and then we'll get you on the show, do all that stuff. I would love to know. No rewards. Okay, maybe I misheard how all that was going to go on, but we'll chat in the background on that. All right, let's get into some headline. We got 3 stories. I only got 3 stories, and I want to blast through them today because we don't want to spend a whole lot of time on these stories. We want to get over to some chats. XRP 13% pop after the SEC lawsuit victory. Can XRP flip Ethereum? Let's go back to the coin market cap really quick here. Let's compare these two. So you got, it's actually $100 billion more is the Ethereum market cap. Ethereum's 246 billion. XRP is 146 billion. I know that I'm a bull. I know that I am very bullish on crypto. I know that I sometimes smoke a little too much opium. I've got this big bet on XRP. I do think with a lot of activity reducing on Ethereum. Now that doesn't necessarily translate to market cap, but overall, right? If the network activity goes down and everything explodes on XRP, I could see that happening. That's a big number. You got to do it you got to basically double. Not so much, but basically got to double your inflows and activity. We'll see though. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm not here to say that it's going to happen this cycle, but at some point, for sure, something will flip Ethereum. Make no doubt about it. Is it going to be XRP this year, this run? Super cycle? Maybe. J Chain's shitcoin army losing their goddamn minds over pathetic ass pump. I'm not really sure. The take profits and the chat GPT comments sometimes don't quite hit, bro. Sorry, Ben. They just don't make sense sometimes. And that's the problem when you rely too much on your chat GPT. Sometimes it gives you bad info or makes you sound silly. All right. Back to our article, y'all. I want to know what is it going to take? So let's get back into this. Can XRP flip Ethereum? With the SEC dropping its 4-year lawsuit against Ripple, we heard that industry experts are examining whether Ripple could overtake Ethereum. Let's see what Uh-oh. Bazinga. We got bazinged. We got bazinged. Let's go CNBC. XRP surges after Ripple CEO Brad Carlinghouse says SEC is dropping his lawsuit. You guys already know what the hell's going on here. I can't believe we got bazingaed like that. We'll have to figure out. I'll do a. I actually owe a video to you guys in the community, especially Corey, about something with SEC, XRP, and some other things. So be on the lookout for that. I started working on that yesterday. Hopefully have that done later today. Shoot it tomorrow. That kind of thing. So. I told you it'd be about midweek. So that's today's. Well, I think you could still call tomorrow midweek. We'll get it done. I'll get it done for you guys. All right. Let's just move to the next one because we got bazinged. Bazingas. Man. Take profits is funny. Take profits can't handle that the comments don't make sense. All right, Dubai starts real estate tokenization pilot, forecasts a $16 billion market by 2033. Dubai money boy. Let's go. The Dubai Land Department initiative aims to expand access and transparency for property investments using blockchain rails. All right, let's do a little TLDR. What do you need to know? So the DLD began a pilot for real estate tokenization. The Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority also contributed to develop the initiative. And the tokenized real estate could account for 7% of the city's total property transactions, worth some 60 billion dirhams or $16 billion by 2033. There you go. The Dubai Land Department. Obviously, I love Dubai, man. I had a great time out there. I would definitely move there. Definitely a beautiful part of the world. That is for sure. All right. The department projected that tokenized real estate could account for 7%. Let's see. However, here's where, whoa, we got a however, and we got a quote. That's really good. We'll get into that. However, the McKinsey tokenization report last year listed real estate as one of the classes that could face slower growth tokenization adoption due to operational hurdles. And I do understand that. You have a lot of middlemen in the real estate game, and that to me feels like you are gonna put so many people and it's just the way that it is, right? Like that's disruption. That's what happens when you have disruption in industries. But so many people will be displaced from careers because there's just so many middlemen in that. And you think about real estate agents. Do you even need real estate agents at that point? I mean, especially sucking on a 6% commission on a sales, 3 from the buyer, 3 from the seller. Like, come on, like that's just extra money that people who sell their houses, and yeah, they, real estate agents will help them sell it. But I mean, that 6% usually could go a long way to someone who is selling their house. So all right, here we go. We got a quote from Marwan Ahmed bin Galita, Director General of the Deal. That said initiative would simplify and enhance buying, selling, and investment processes in local real estate and department engaging with technology firms to redefine the project before scaling it up. All right. Well, you guys know tokenization of real world assets is a huge focus, right? It is a big push. We know very well that you got, the big report. Everybody talks about the big report, Boston Consulting Group, the 16 to 30 trillion by 2030. I think that's way too low. I'm going to say probably closer to 50. But anyway, so tokenization is going to take the world by storm. And we heard Larry Fink talking about how that is going to basically be the new economy. That is how things are going to operate. That is how the entire system will run for, treasuries, bonds, corporate debt, all sorts of shit. Real estate. We're seeing that now in the story that we just talked about here coming out of Dubai. Plus, we talked about Proppy recently. Proppy launched, I think their most recent location that they got into was Hawaii. So they did a property there. So that is expanding. It's just really interesting to see all this stuff take shape. We've got brand new ecosystems. You've got, when you think about, all right, now when you think about this, like institutional money coming into our ecosystem, how this entire bull run is basically being funded through institutional money and all that, tokenization being one of the key buzzwords. You've got, again, BlackRock playing a huge role in all these things. And I'll tell you what, If you are not bullish on token, if you're not bullish on crypto, you're crazy. If you are not bullish on tokenization and RWAs, come on, come along for the journey. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you follow over on X and do all those things, because we are going to be going in deeper and deeper and deeper more about tokenization, because that's what I've been looking at for now several months. There's no reason why we don't really just take a big focus into that. So we're going to do a lot of that, a lot of tokenization stuff here on the afternoon shows, get into a lot of like interviews, talking to some people, doing some pre-recorded content, and get back to all of that stuff. So let's go. Appreciate you guys being here. All right. Let's go. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Cope harder, take profits. Cope harder. Cope harder. You know, I can't wait until the end of the show. My daughter is napping, or else probably would just have her come in with me. So it's really nice to be able to spend, you know, time with my family. I love my family so much. Shout out to my wife and daughter. You know, you guys are awesome. You make the world go round. So, all right. Last story that we got on the show set up for today is, we talked about this a couple times, EOS rebranding to Volta in their shift to Web3 banking. EOS network, the blockchain with the largest ever initial coin offering. Okay, so it was the largest ever ICO. They rebranded to Volta and pivots their offering to Web3 banking services. Let's go. The EOS network, a blockchain that launched in 2018 amid the initial coin offering boom. I'll tell you what, man, the ICO boom in 2018, if you were not around for that, is absolutely one of the most wildest times that crypto will ever see. I don't think it will ever be like that. It was honestly like you could throw a dart at the wall with a bunch of coins on it, and then that day that it would go like 200, 300%. It was wild times, man. Wild times, those early days in crypto were. Well, you know, I think at some point, maybe we'll have some days later on this year where we really get that kind of insane volatility to the upside. You know, it's going to be wild. Remember, this is going to be the largest transformation of wealth in the history of humankind, right? And this is supposed to be the bull run of all bull runs. Okay, the bull run of all bull runs. And so if that's the case, guys, get ready for the fireworks. We are going to have a great time. All right. EOS, separate statement. The firm said that the network's EOS token will transition to the Volta token. I wonder what the ticker is going to be. Maybe we'll find out here. Available on nearly 140 exchanges where EOS trades, and through a swap portal available in May. Let's see here. Volta will also inherit EOS's network's underlying infrastructure, including integration with the Bitcoin digital banking solution, XSAT, which complements Volta's banking OS system. Let's see. The rebrand marks a significant course correction for the blockchain. It's been struggling. We know that. Like who definitely has been in the EOS system. Like it doesn't have a whole lot of hype. We know that. But slow and steady wins the race, they say. I don't know about this one though. We'll see. I don't think this rebrand is going to be what brings this thing about. The range of opinions where EOS went wrong. Some who volunteered to assist in developing networks say that there was a lack of support and direction from Block.one. All right, so now we start throwing around blame. Block.one made a $24 million settlement with the SEC in September of 2019. Some commenters argued that the firm's focus then shifted from EOS-based tech over to projects. Oof. See, in 2023, there was a quote from GoodBlock CEO Douglas Horn. He said, Block.one did a deceitful ICO, whether that was planned from the beginning or not. All right. Well, there you go. There's your fun news for today. We like to do two good stories and one something fun. We'll see what happens. I don't know if you're an EOS holder. You know, I'm not making fun of you. I apologize if this doesn't work out well. But I don't believe that you know, this is going to be what EOS needs to take the cake and to bring it home. So, all right. That being said, I have got a quick word for you guys from one of my favorite humans on the planet, and we'll be right back to look at some Wakes and Sticks, baby.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
Hey, there you go. Mash that like button. Mash that like button. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. I see we got a nice group over on YouTube. Thank you so much. And over on X, let's get it. Mash, mash, mash. All right. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, yeah. All the co-conspirators are here. This is the meeting. This is like we just use these as like our mafia meetings. That's how we do it. All right, here we go. Did you hear you guys were conspiracy? Yo, wow. You guys, you snakes. You sons of snakes, you. You guys were involved? Everyone, literally everyone. Karen takes the minutes. She's the secretary of this whole thing. I knew it the whole time. Man. I gotta, like all jokes aside, I got a chance to meet Karen for the first time at the Bitcoin Nashville conference. And you guys know she's been hacked and she like lost a fuck ton of money. And she is one of the nicest people on the planet. And like, I like the fact that like she's the minute taker of whatever this was. Yeah, it's just everybody. How could you have all done this? How could every single one of you do this? My goodness. I'm sorry that this is taking over the show, but I think probably what we should do is just it's not that I hate removing commenters because I want everybody like, if you want to come in here and talk and have a good time and watch crypto and enjoy the community and have a good time, and you might not necessarily agree with my opinions, and that's fine. I don't care. But to come in here and just be a douchebag and be disrespectful, Ben, go fuck yourself. If we could, let's just absolutely remove that piece of shit, take profits. That kind of activity, we have no room for that here in this community. We're all positive people and we care about each other and we try to make the best decisions here in crypto. And so no room for that at all. So if you guys could, I could probably actually, I could do this. Oh, they just like keep deleting their own comments. I see how it is. Go fuck yourself. Here it is. Let's see here. We are going to how to use around this channel. All right. Yeah. The person's gone. See you later. No time for any of that. All right. Let's go. Let's look at some charts. Enough of that bullshit. I'm sorry, guys. I have no interest of any of that in my life. I am moving forward and positive. I'm a positive person. I've got no reason or desire or need for any of that shit in my life. All right, here we go. Total crypto market cap. As you can see, we got a nice little candle today. We got a nice, I call them blue. I got blue and pink candles. Our blue candle today up 4% market wide, taking us to 2.76 trillion. We reported that earlier. Oh, man, things are, as you can see, look at this. Remember, we talked about an uptrend, right? This thing goes back. And yeah, it's not a scientific line. Don't worry. But all the way back to the 10th of March. Today's the 19th. So 9 solid days on an upward trajectory. Is that potentially, was this our local bottom right here that we saw on last Tuesday? Man, I hope so. I know a lot of us are hoping so. That would be the absolute best, is to start seeing a nice recovery. And even if it's not the recovery of all recoveries and we start pushing up to all like new highs and all that stuff, even if, like, say for instance, Bitcoin just wants to go back into the 90s and maybe go back to the 96, 97, 98,000. Right? Like, let's just start moving back up. And if we need to swing down, it'll be ebbs and flows throughout the year. I think that could be great. But we have just been like down since December. And I think a lot of people are tired with that. A lot of people are tired with that. So, all right, there you go. I like to see that we are on a several day positive streak here with the total crypto market cap. Now, you look, we have actually the potential of a death cross coming up here very, very soon. This positive activity, and if we see a nice little recovery, we could hold this thing off for a little while, and maybe they run parallel with each other for a minute, and then that 50 takes back off, especially if we go up. We'll see. That's what we can only hope for. But I mean, I don't, if you're a betting man, I wonder if this is on, let's make bets. Actually, you know what? We don't need to make a bets. This is what we can do. I'm going to start a poll over on YouTube. Will the crypto total market cap death cross? Yes or no? Go ahead and get your votes in. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Smash the like while you are at it. Appreciate you. Let's get it. All right, let's go look at the others. This one had its death cross recently, and it has since been building up. Let's see. What does this recovery look like? Boom. 12% over the last pretty much same time frame that we've been seeing, on that last chart. The whole thing, again, these aren't scientific lines, and that's okay. We're giving us a general guideline here. But as you can see, this one right here would have been the bottom on Tuesday. So this is the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10. You guys, we talk about this one all the time, but in case we got anybody new, I see potentially we've got some new people in here. So shout out to anybody that is new. Thank you for being here. We have everything on this chart minus the top 10. So no Bitcoin, Ethereum, no XRP, no Solana, no stable coins like USDT or USDC. So this is your absolute gauge of what the altcoin market looks like. And if everything else is making its pivot, we can look at all the charts that everyone else is looking at. We'll run down the list. Look, we did the total, we did the others, we got the S&P 500. We all know that thing took a nice big dip, much like everything else. I mean, look at this thing. This thing shot down here. But if you've watched AJ's show, this is something he has been showing me, and we've been looking at. But these dips and corrections, they are nothing new. It's nothing to be afraid of. This happens to just be a little bit bigger of a one. As you can see, this is probably let's see, similar in size to this whole move. This was 10.5%. Roughly about 10%. So all in all, this thing, went the course of a nice, like a jagged edge, like a knife, a nice serrated edge. This thing just did the one dump and has since started to recover as well. So, you hear a lot of things about what is Trump planning to do with the market, what is going to happen overall with stocks, what's going to happen with crypto, where are we going with all of this? The signs this is showing that we're looking for a nice little recovery here. Here we go. Well, welcome to a friendly chat. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. There's the Bitcoin chart. Remember, if you guys want to look at some, if you want me to look at any coins, drop them into the chat, and we'll look at. I'm going to do some like other drawing lines and doing some stuff when we get to really the charts that we would be buying. Like I'm not buying anything on the total, not buying anything on the others, not buying anything on the S&P 500. So. We'll get to that in just a second here. But if you guys want to look at some charts, Filecoin, got it, Leslie. I got you, fam. Here, we'll do it right now. Do they have it? They do. They have it spot on Femex. Big announcement coming soon, guys. I got a partnership coming up with them. Very excited to announce that very soon. Very soon. All right. Here is the Filecoin chart. This is the daily. Let's zoom it out. Let's look at the weekly because this is cool. I will definitely look at the CoinStrict chart. I got that on Dex Tools. When we switch over, when we get through TradingView and pop over to Dex Tools, I've definitely got that. There's a few that I'm going to look at over on Dex Tools, and that is one of them, fam. So don't you worry. Stick around. Make sure you let the other community know if they want to hear my thoughts. That'll come up in just a little bit here. So All right, Filecoin. When we're zooming out here, we're looking at multiple years now because I want to see what are we looking at. We've got reason to believe that this is a very solid support level for the floor. And why do we say that? Well, back here in 2022, 2023, we got close a couple times here in 2023, 2024. Well, I missed it. There it is, 2024. And then we have since been playing, monkeying around down here with this bottom. Now, this would be the time to get it. Historically, is like really, there's not too many times where these are the bottoms. Like this is literally the bottom for Filecoin. It has been several times in history when it comes down here, you give yourself a 200% pump. When it comes down here, give yourself a 250% pump. When it comes down here, we'll mark it from, it went sideways for a while. There's 140% pump. So, there's a couple things that, you obviously got to be concerned about. It's a legacy coin. It's been around for a while. This, golly, this is like on a whole nother planet right here, right? This is, this is like the ICP chart. I'm sorry. Sammy! It was Sammy! Sammy! Deverati, man, I always say Ray. But it's Roy. Deverati Roy, my dog. AJ Ondo and HBAR double XRP. It's 4-4. All right, we'll check that in a second. As soon as we get done with this Filecoin here, we'll look at all that stuff. So I would say overall, this particular coin has struggled. Now, why has it struggled? Maybe because what it's into. You got to think cloud computing and decentralized file storing. Like it was a really big narrative a couple years ago, and I think with the metaverse, it was even bigger of a narrative because of file sizes. You think about the sandbox, right? Like most people that own sandbox land can't even build on it because their computer can't even handle like the file sizes for how it was all going, right? Especially if you owned larger plots of land. Now, will all of that be the same, or will a lot of this change over time? Are they going to be metaverse focused? No, probably not. But I think once the interest comes back, you're going to see you could potentially. This isn't a guarantee, right? And we'll just go. Man, this takes you all the way back to 2023. We did have a higher high here in the middle, but a lower high here in 2024. So, one thing you gotta be thinking about is always that, right? Like, as we got to break out over. If we break out over that, you might have a nice little bit of return. But I'm not in Filecoin right now. But you know what I will do, so that we can keep track of this, and I'll keep looking at it for you. We're going to add it to our watch list. So there we go. We've now got Filecoin on here. This whole narrative was something that I followed closely for a very long time. I have not in a while. Again, this chart does look like dog shit only because it had this right here, right? Like this right here is unfair to the rest of the chart. And I would say, look at it from there and beyond, because that's what you should. If this is $113, let's take a look at some of the tokenomics of it. File. Andrew, I have land and can't even load the game up to use it. See what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. And I don't understand why the fuck the coin was pumping the other day. Like, what is that about? All right, so the market cap 1.95 billion, kind of, it could potentially be in that sweet spot. That under 3 billion could shoot up to 30 billion in a bull run. Very strong. You could see this thing back up at $30. Let's see. They've got 1.95 billion is the total supply. Circulating supply is 644 million. So you got a little bit of the token supply to go. Let's take a look at the website. Tom Allen, let's go, fam. We're gonna be looking at CCC in a little bit, so stick around. As soon as we get through TradingView, we'll hop on over to Dex Tools where I got that. Filecoin is a decentralized storage network designed to store humanity's most important information. I just, it's like one of those things where I just don't think people are there yet, right? Think of it like the metaverse. Again, it's too far in the future for people to think like most people are afraid. You still get people who are afraid to bank online. They're certainly not going to. I'm not going to let somebody store their files on my computer. That can't happen. I'm sure that's how they think. So we got a little ways to go. Probably some more education on that. Let's see. Mr. Mayo in that house. What's up, fam? What's up, my brother? How are you? Hope you're doing all right. Hopefully we'll see you at the Bitcoin conference again this year. Let's see. We did that already. Filecoin. Where were we? Here we go. Here's where we were. So back to the Filecoin chart. I would say that if this was something that I was in and I was trying to DCA, this is the time to buy more. If you were on the fence, you've always wanted to get some Filecoin, but you never did. Again, zoom this fucker out to 2020. This is the end of 2022, right? This has historically been the floor. I mean, it could go wrong. It could go further south. It could. But odds are is that it's not. I mean, so you're on the fence. You gotta decide. I'm not gonna buy any right now. That's just because I don't need any Filecoin. It doesn't mean that it's not a bad purchase, but there you go. All right, we're gonna have to look up can Ondo and HBAR double before XRP? Oh, as your question, can Ondo, Devarati Roy, is your question, can Ondo and HBAR double before XRP hits 440? We'll have to take a look at that. The narrative of storage, what got you into Filecoin last cycle? Man, that Filecoin goes back a very long time. I was invested in that one way back in the day. All right, Ondo. I honestly though, I feel like for Ondo to double up and for HBAR to double up before XRP were to hit 440, man, I would say probably not likely. Maybe Ondo could. I don't know what the narrative I don't know what would be the catalyst for HBAR and XRP, which is wild. What happened today? It didn't go more than, the 15% or whatever that we saw. I do feel like XRP is like that powder keg. And I know some people are not as bullish on it as me. You got someone with Corey, if I'm not mistaken, who was saying like 480 is like, when he looks at his charts, is the highest. And you hear some other people that think, $5-6 is the highest it'll go. I think that's FUD, man, personally. But I meant, can Ondo and HBAR 2x before XRP hits? Yeah. So Ondo, can they double before XRP hits 440? Roy, I don't think so. I don't think, maybe one or the other, but not and. And again, XRP is like that powder keg, man. That thing could just like absolutely ignite at any point and shoot up to $5. I mean, I feel like $5 XRP is like what we're gonna see next. We're gonna wake up and see that thing at $5. Tough for Ondo to beat XRP right now. They still have a good inflation rate. True. And again, like we just got to think about the narrative, right? The narrative right now is it's XRP. XRP, it's time. It just got this announcement just happened. I feel like this is going to be some really positive momentum shift for XRP. Shout out to the XRP army. Shout out to everybody that hung on for as long as they did. I think that is amazing. I obviously have been in and out throughout my crypto experience. My bag that I've got now, I got, cheap. I got in the 50s, but 50s and maybe a little bit more. But, to everybody who held through all that shit, man, good on you. Good on you. I hold 10% of the Ondo supply. 10.5%, to be honest with you. 10 or maybe 10.25%. It's probably closer to it. Smash that like button if you like Ondo finance, if you like tokenized real world assets, if you like crypto, if you like Bitcoin, if you just like awesome, if you're awesome, if you are awesome, smash the like button. How about that? Because you are awesome. You know why? Because you're here in crypto and you're going to change your life. And that is really cool. And I appreciate you being here. Little quid pro quo. You only lose when you sell. Ain't that a fact, Jack? Ain't that a fact? All right. So Ondo, to me, it's like I'm not trying to short-term trade Ondo right now. I am a long-term holder. So anything that you can get in below $1, you've got obviously the ability to figure out where things could potentially drop to. We've got this line marked as an alarm, 56 cents. Again, anything below $1 based on what this project's doing, where it's going, who they represent, who they work with, how they work. Man, oh man, man, oh man. Like when we are going to, and somebody mark this on March 19th, 2025. And I've said it a couple times, but we're going to mark it today, that we are going to look back, let's say in October, at some point of October, we are going to look back on this moment and laugh. We're going to laugh at these prices. We're going to laugh at these charts. We're going to laugh at how we were worried. We're going to laugh at the fact that we were considering holding off for maybe, it could go down a few more pennies. Like, fuck that. This thing's going to go up dollars. Dollars. Don't miss a boat. Don't miss the boat. All right, let's see. The ACASH chart doesn't look any better than it did yesterday. JASMY holding its floor for the last 3 weeks. Let's get this thing on the daily. Take a look. Zoom this thing. See what we got. It is accumulating. I would think that we are here. We found the floor. It's in accumulation zone. Remember, Japan's going through exactly what we're going through here in the United States. We are going through a lot of policy change. They're going to be launching some ETFs. They're going to be doing some tax cuts. They're going to be doing a lot in the crypto space. And when all of that takes an effect, Jasmine is going to have its time in the limelight. And just be ready. If that is what you've been waiting for, it is going to happen for you at some point. At a penny, less than a penny and a half, seems like a deal. I sold some of my Jasmine the other day to get into a meme coin. I since got out of that and back into some other positions, a little bit of Jasmine. But I'll tell you what, as long as this thing is still in a downtrend, you're in a downtrend until you are not. And if we are in a slow accumulation zone, I'm going to play with some other things that are moving a little bit faster. And then I will be back. I will be back in my Jasmine position, ready to go. Mark my words. All right. The graph. I don't think anybody knows what to do with the graph anymore. This thing has just been, I mean, like, what do you like, just if you want to get in, get in. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to, and we're just looking at spot charts right now. When we start doing our trading, when we roll out the partnership, when we start doing all that stuff, we'll be looking at the different charts that are actually effective for what we're looking at. This is just a spot chart. We're just looking at some spot positions. Are these things that we want to get into yet? Has things started to change? No, not yet. Now, the graph is up a little bit from where potentially we've seen the bottom, 15%. That's not chump change, but it is chump change in crypto. Rates going up in Japan. They raised their rates. That's bullish for crypto. No. Not if they're going up. All right, here we go. V-Chain, V-Fam. I have to get so much more of this. I need to find some places to find some spot V-Chain. And maybe what we can do is really together. I told you guys I'm getting ready to put together. I've been working on the script and I'm trying to do some of the sustainability side of it. And so with the V Better DAO stuff, I'm actually going to be sitting down with Wit. So I'm trying to plan how I do that because, as a family, we should be doing this, right? Like we should be rewarding ourselves as family for doing all of the things that we do every day. And so we're going to sit down. I'll install the VWorld app on her phone, and this way we'll get tied up with all the VBetter apps for all the dApps for whether it's mugshot, because we both drink coffee out of sustainable mugs every day. She does a lot of the shopping. There's ways to do that. We can go clean up the forests and the parks and the beach around us, like all sorts of stuff. So let's go. Let's do that. We'll be doing that. Neil, what's up, fam? Hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, all of you, for joining. Go ahead and smash the like button. That is definitely helping me out. Number one thing you can do to help me out, but it's also like patting yourself on the back, because literally you could be doing anything in the world. You could be doing anything. You could be anywhere. But as it turns out, you're here hanging out with all of us, right? If you're chatting on YouTube, if you're chatting on X, let's go. Let's go. Neil, my guy, appreciate you, my brother. All right, here's another one. I gotta take a look at this. Like Pyth, and I just feel like what at some point, like these things gotta just take off. So here's our bottom. Here's our bottom for Pyth. We obviously built a position of Pyth in October because that was in anticipation of our October portfolio, as you guys know. And so I'm fairly confident that we would have done that. Let's zoom this in a little bit here. Nope. So if we go to the end of September into October, we're going to delete this right here. We're going to be a little bit more granular here. So I would say that we picked up. Now it doesn't want to draw. There you go. That is where we got our Pyth. Now, as you guys know, this thing has been, much like the graph, an absolute stinker. An absolute oh, you can't even see it. Thank you, Neil. Thank you. I brought it up full screen, then forgot to bring it back. There you go. All right. So what all I did was bring it in up close right here so I could zoom in. So this is where we built the position for the October portfolio. All right. And so with that being said, we'll take it from about the middle of that zone, currently down 60%, right? As most people are. Most people are down on this because no one thought that when we got to this part of December, the early part of December, that was going to be it. We thought, boom, baby, we're going on a moon mission. We thought that's it. But no, we have since broken down, and we've broken down across the entire market. So nothing to write home about. But at the end of the day, that is the target that I really would like to get back to, right? Nobody wants to lose money. That's not why we're here. So for us to get back up there, that's where we got to get to be about break even, right? There is no activity below where we are. And this is an older chart. There are some older ones, but I don't believe, let's just double check that. I don't want to lie to you guys. I hate this if I were to say something that wasn't true. Let's look at the Binance chart. No, that is there. Let's go PYT Bitstamp. That's against the euro. We don't care about that. Okay. So yeah, we have literally nothing else. We are in basically the bottom free fall zone. If we are to continue to go down, there's nowhere for it to potentially stop. And so at this point, nothing says go long on it. I don't know how much it could lose. Maybe this is the point where you do go long on it because it's like only up from here unless it wants to come back down to this 10 cent, 13 cent range, whatever. But let's see. What does the chat say here about Pyth? Pyth is the oracle of Solana. I feel like it's a great play, just wrecked because Solana went to shizzle. Yeah, also, like, one thing we also got to think about too is that, Chainlink really has to, first off, oracles are a very low interest category. It's not very sexy. No one gives a shit about oracles. Except for people who are into oracles, which I don't really know too many people on this planet that are like, that's what they wake up thinking about. And if you do, good on you. Good on you, mate. But that's not me. But what I really think that we need is for Chainlink to really have its time. From success breeds competition. From there, the word will get out about Pyth and maybe some of the other Oracle solutions. I believe what Super Oracles is another one. So there are some options out there. I have stable. I chose Pyth for my reasons were smaller market cap, bigger potential, right? Bigger ROI. Obviously, it's going to take longer for that to catch up, especially when you are the competition and what your competition Chainlink is known for isn't the narrative right now. It will be. They will play when this whole RWA thing kind of comes back, push forward. I feel like Chainlink got a nice little bit of marketing a couple months ago. And I think we will see that more and more as the year progresses, as we see kind of whether it's more regulation or we see, the administration talk more about how we're progressing and moving forward. I think maybe we'll hear more about Chainlink. And when we do, that's when I feel like it's going to be Pyth's time to shine. So just hang on or sell and move on. I've got to make that decision and decide, is that something I want to hang on to or move it into something else that's going to move a little bit sooner? We got to make those decisions. And that's all of our personal crypto journeys. And we will all do it separately. Lana, XRP chart. We're still in a downtrend, technically, right? We've got our local uptrend going. Sort of. But really still we're in a downtrend until we're not. And you could actually we like calling them anomalies, but we could slide that down here and even thin that out a little bit more. Now we got a smaller zone. So shout out to my XRP people. I hope that we break up out of this very soon. Because here, all right, jokes aside though, and all this bullshit aside, we are in this downtrend though, but we basically wicked off of that. That's like one of our first lines that we've got to break out of. And then we've got some stuff here. I would say we'll get out of that. That's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of volume right here anyway. It does pick back up, actually. So there you go. Those are like where I'm like targeting the next moves, right? And then obviously $5. $5 is happening. High Life says it pissed him off, so it happened. Well, I'm a pith head, so does that piss you off too? Are you that pissed, my friend? Don't be pissed. Don't be pissed. All right, here is the Ethereum chart. I'm not really worried. As you guys know, I did say it earlier. Maybe there are some new people in the show. I did get out of my Ethereum position completely as far as coins go. I still have a shitload of NFTs that I'm not selling any of those. But I am out of ETH for now. I did that yesterday, so I did miss this little pop, but it's okay. It's okay. There'll always be another one. Plus, now I got a little dry powder, and plus we've got to think. Look, even on all of this, and this is why there's always another trade, and this is not the absolute, the trend line, right? But we see like these dips, and then like right here, like look, there's this big candle. You see like these couple days it went up and then down. It went up and down, up, down, up, down. I'm not so much worried about what we saw today because I feel like the overall narrative and where things were going, especially for Ethereum. Because you got to think. Let's go back to the cap. I mean, 43 is the GUI, 0.43. Excuse me. This used to be like 60. Like this used to be a very large double-digit number. Now we are a decimal point. It's. And I know there's a lot of maybe some upgrades to the network and all that stuff, but still, it goes to show you that there is not a lot of activity. There might be later. Remember, this is the institutional enterprise grade solution. There will be. And we know the Trump guy was it Eric or was it Don Jr.? I think it was Don Jr. who had said it's a good time to buy ETH a couple weeks ago. It was actually a terrible time at that point, because it went down more. Should have waited. He should have waited until the dip happened, and then he should have said buy the dip. But Bitcoin Henry, when ETH doesn't perform this year, everyone going to be running to Solana again, and Pyth and Graph, well, and everything in Solana is going to be pumping, getting in now. Sol is the move. You know, it's interesting how things will work. You know, it was always Bitcoin, Ethereum. It was like, you know, the rain trickling down, and it would, you know, if you'd cascade through, you know, it would start with the larger caps and trickle down. As we do see more dilution on, you know, in the ecosystem, where you see a lot of meme coins over on the Solana ecosystem, and there's really not that much activity like that over on Ethereum, right? And I feel like that potentially people got sick of how expensive shit was. Like, we probably will never see a meme coin push on Ethereum again because nobody wants to pay that fucking gas. Like, I'm fine with pennies for transaction fees on Solana. I'm fine with 1 penny if I do a swap on base. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, how many times do you have, or did you try to sell an NFT, or did you try to do something where it would cost you more in gas than that NFT was worth and the coin that you had in your wallet? So you're basically fucked. Like, that can't happen. Like, and that won't happen, and that's not going to happen. And that's why you're seeing the shift. And maybe it's time to just completely get away from Ethereum. Colossian, I'm pissed. Pissed. All right. All right. That is it for our time here on TradingView. So we're swinging it on over to Dex Tools. We got a couple of our favorite coins listed here on our favorites. If you've got anything that you want me to look up, I know that we did Filecoin. Was there anything else? Let me just make sure. Y'all are yucking it up. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all are yucking it up. We did Graph. All right. I feel like that's it. If there's anything else, guys, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I will get it there. But as you can see, I've got a few coming up here on the list, and we have got the Jungle Coin. As you guys know, over this last weekend, I got not only some Jungle Coin, but I did get a couple Supreme Kong NFTs. Let's take well, we don't have to take a look at them. We looked at them the other day. Its value has gone up on those. The token has gone up. Again, after I just got saying, you know, meme coins on Ethereum, but you know, this happens to be one that ties into the ecosystem. I know that they just did some staking stuff, all that. I've got to dig into the ecosystem a little bit more. And some people are like, man, that was a name I hadn't heard from the past. And I know, man, I got some buddies that were OGs in this. But I had a conversation with Cyrus the other day, and he's like, bro, grab a couple. And I did. So looks like we got a nice little level of resistance here that we're going to have to fight. We've been fighting for the last couple of days to try to get over. So we'll see what happens. That is currently at the 11-ish cent mark. So if you're trying to get in on any of these kind of things, like if you thought, well, oh shit, like, yeah, I remember that. I actually have some Supreme Kongs. There is one actually. We're gonna look at this now. You guys can see I was looking at some mutants. That's where it opens up to Supreme Kong. So this is the one. If anybody know, I put a message out like in the Supreme Kong chat. But if anyone knows who this is, I gotta get this. I need this one. This thing's been in, I think, hadn't moved in like 2 years. It's in cold storage. Hadn't moved since. Let's see here. This thing was minted 3 years ago, and then that was on the 16th, and then it was sold the same day and hadn't moved. It has not moved since then. So if anybody knows who that one is, I would trade both of mine for that. That dude is a badass. So, all right, that is the Jungle Coin. Obviously, like I was saying right here, has a nice little resistance spot. I mean, if you can get in below it before it pops, you know, that kind of seems like that would be the move. You've got, you know, an opportunity here where very close to this line right here, You saw this thing go. This was golly. 437%. From this level. Now, this was earlier on. The consolidation zone was a little bit lower, but as you can see, basically, if you can buy in these levels, is good, right? Anytime you buy in that level and it goes way up, man, you're going to make some money. I feel like there you go. All right, so that is the jungle coin. That is for Supreme Kongs. That is tied to the whole ecosystem. If that is something you are into, check it out. Check it out. All right, here is the other one. Now, this got brought to our attention by Bobby Ba the other day, and I will tell you, this thing took me by surprise. I had no idea something like this existed, and I thought this was amazing, and so I did get a little bit of it, and I will tell you right here. Let's see. Let's move this. So it was 2018 or 218,000 on Monday when we saw this on St. Patty's Day, right? Let me get rid of my camera just for a second here. Nope, meant to do the other button. There we go. So it was $218,000 on St. Patty's Day. I had bought a little bit right here, a couple soul worth at about 239,000 because I saw this thing start to go up, and I was like, wait a second. Currently sitting at 359,000, wicked up to 391,000 today. Remember, there is only one coin in this entire. It's just one total supply. Look at that. Oh, you can't see that. There you go. It's wild. I've never seen anything like this. So I threw a couple bucks at it, man, just to see what happens, just for fun. And so we'll chat with these guys here. This J1T. We looked at their website the other day. We can pop it up right here so you guys can see it again. J1T FYI on Solana, just one token with 9 decimals. That's what the J1T means, just one token. All right. So, man, if we could, yeah, man, and 2 utilities. All right, well, we're gonna have to have a conversation because I want to learn what these utilities are. Definitely want to get in on that and figure that out. So, all right, that is the J1T token. Remember, just one token. There is only one. Currently at $360,000. That's also its market cap, obviously, right? Because there's only one. All right, here we go. The CCC token. You got Coins Chick Coin. Shout out to the community here. Let's remove some of the other lines that we've got on here. This one is back to exactly what we have been talking about for months. Look at this. And you can see from the beginning, this coin has respected the trend. We had a little oops down here the other day, but look, came right back, and look at us, respecting the trend again. So this is one of those coins, guys. If you see this thing near the trend line, this is always something that you are going to want to make a stop and take a look, do your research, hop in a community, get in a Telegram, or get in the wherever the group is chatting and learn about what's going on and figure out, so you've got a founder and the dev and the project and the team is here every single day. Very rare in this space. And again, if you've got something that look like you've got there's plenty of opportunities where this goes up and it always comes back down and respects the trend. So you can use that as your gauge, if you will, for when you need to be doing your DCAs. This would be like one of those times, right? Because we're pretty damn near close to where that trend line is. Let's zoom it up a little bit over here. There you go. So this is what this is. I'm sorry if I was hidden. This is kind of that area that I'm talking right here where, we've got a few times where we kind of like touched and then right back to business, man, where we are, up above it and continuing up and to the right. So shout out to Coins Chick, CC, shout out to your community, your team, everybody involved there. I love seeing that. I love talking about this. I love when we get to the DEX tools and I can click on your chart because it literally is doing the same thing. It's respecting that trend line. It's growing organically. You are doing the right thing. So shout out to you guys for what you're doing over there at CCC. Let's get it. CCC over on Sol. And also, I'm going to wait for later in the week, probably next week, to talk about that. All right. And then obviously we got the homies at VHS. We have seen better days on this chart, but one thing we like to say is sometimes we're down, but we're not out. Okay. Down but not out for sure. So we've got a few things here now. I've since deleted some of the information, but we had gotten in here on the second day, like way down here, and so everybody was still up about 2.5x. If you've still been holding, obviously, if you had the opportunity to let go here, it was about a 14x. If you held out to about here, it's about 11x. So we definitely, some people had the opportunity to make some money. I know people in our group did get in and did sell. That is great. Like, I would never sell shame a single person. Like, this is the point, is to make money, not to hang on and lose money. And so if you got to a point where you made some money and you wanted to get out, yeah, damn right, that's what you should be doing. So good on you. That's twice today. I feel like an Aussie. Good on you, mate. Good on ya. Put another shrimp on the barbie. JC, my guy. You guys, the chat is wild. All right. I think that's it. Unless there's anything that you guys put in the chat to look at. We didn't have no submissions from the community over on the Dex tools. That's okay with me. That's all right. I'll put out a tweet later today, and we will get some more Bobby, what do you mean by that? Yeah, do you, or also you could hold and make a couple? Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. You could take your profits, or you could hold and make a couple $100K. Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And I think, we get into some of these shitters to get into some shitters to make, some more capital so that we can get into some of our meme coins or our community coins that we're in to build bigger positions, because that's, we want to have our status in our community or with our group of people or with our tribe, if you will. There is no shame in that, man. I love that. All right. Is Pepe coming back? I don't know. Let's take a look at Pepe. I don't own any Pepe. I actually don't think that I have ever even owned any Pepe. It was never one. We'll look at spot crypto over on Coinbase. Nah. Do I want to look at Pepe? Let's see. Let's look at USDT. All right, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it up, and we'll look at our FEMX chart. Here we go. We've got our spot trading pair of Pepe USDT over on the best exchange in the world, FEMX. Let's see. This is the daily. It is done since everything else here in the market, we'll call that an anomaly. Just for the sake of touching, we cruised through here. We got rejected, so it's fine. We can call it that. And then we touched down here. So now we got our 3 touch points. You're in a downtrend till you're not. You hit. This is probably the next spot. If it blows back, if it goes back past where this wick down, I would say this should be your next potential to look to get in for a possible reversal. Other than that, man, you're probably going to drop all the way the fuck down here. And like, I don't know. It's just, to me, there's 1,000 other options in crypto. Pepe had its time. If you're round tripping it, that's one thing. If you're looking to possibly get into it, I would say, brother, there are a gazillion other coins to look at. Don't waste your time on yesterday's news. And I know that we're talking about VeChain, or we're talking about JASMY, or even ICP because of Sammy and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like, Pepe is not one of those going to change the world. I know it's a solid meme, got a very solid fan base, but if you're round tripping it, I wish you all the best. At some point, you may have to cut your loss or figure out when you need to get out. If you're thinking about getting in, you're pretty damn near close to the bottom, but it could go lower. And that's it. That's all I got on that one. They have let's see, Bobby Ba says you got a military cancer surgeon on the team. You were in the, well, thank you guys for your service. Shit. Appreciate that. Definitely want to talk more about that. Yeah, Doom. My God, there we go. There it is. We're going to have a good time chatting about all this one. All right. that is going to be it for today, guys. Make sure you smash the like button on your way out of here. I do appreciate every single one of you guys being here. What was I going to say? What is today? Today is Wednesday. Thursday, we are back. Going to be doing some more content soon. I talked with Nathan at Crypto Mag. We're going to bring back a show. I think, what do you guys think? Do you like an idea of doing something on Thursday nights? Is that something that would interest you? And that would be more of probably a Twitter space. I would probably record it so that we could have, any of the moments. I will record the spaces, obviously, but as far as like video, or I wouldn't do a live stream of it. I would record it so that we could capture some good, valuable content so that I could put out later as short form or whatever it may be. But what do you guys think? Thursday nights, Thursday evening, something like that, doing a fun kind of would it be, something very similar to what we always do. We'll have some Degen undertones. We'll have some great conversations, great interviews, do some high level stuff, do some Degen stuff, do it all, just a mixed bag, but do it on Thursday nights. And then remember how we were doing the Friday morning, no, it was Monday morning Web3 breakfast with Crypto Mag. So it would be a similar situation like that, where probably you hear my voice out of Crypto Mag account, but that would be for Thursday night. So think about it. Let me know. We can chat in the DM group about it. I definitely appreciate you guys. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Slide into DMs. I can answer any questions for you. Let's get some posts. I will get a post out looking for some more coins to be looking at tomorrow, because we got to find those opportunities to make some coin so that we can throw it into our high conviction, higher cap plays. The Thirsty Thursday Crypto Show. I love it, Doom. I appreciate you. All right, that's it. Guys, remember, as always, do anything that you can to improve yourself by 1% if you can each day. I don't know what time your metric is, if you count this in the morning, if you count this in the evening. Oh, well, hello. Well, you're out of breath. What you got there? Well, come on up here. You got to show everybody what you got. You can't come into my office during the show with... We got a little zip-up case here. I'm very, very excited what this is.
Battery.
Holy shit. Where'd you get all those batteries?
From a neighbor.
The neighbor gave you those batteries? Come on up here and say hi to everybody. Really quick. This is probably a 5-pound bag of AA batteries. Why did the neighbor give you batteries?
My eye is broke.
Oh, okay. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hi.
So you smash the like button.
That's the yay button.
There's the camera right there. Anyway,
That's the yay button.
hey, can you subscribe to the channel?
That's your channel.
And then say, we love you guys. Say, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Ciao for now.
Ciao now.
See you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Smash the like button on your way out. We are out of here.